For today's video lecture, we are going to discuss the concept of what we call photosynthesis. Further, we need to determine the materials involved and the different stages or significant events happens on this process. So without further ado, let us start this video lecture. Good day everyone, Sir Garrett here. I will help you to learn and explore the majestic and interesting world of science. Photosynthesis is the process of food production that happens in plants or what we call autotrophs. Nabanggit natin ang salitang autotrophs. Ang autotrophs ay tumutukoy sa mga organisms na may kakayahang gumawa ng sarili nilang pagkain. Ang pinakakilalang halimbawa ng autotrophs ay ang mga terrestrial plants. Bukod sa kanila, ang ilan sa mga ito ay ang phytoplankton, which is the basis of food web in the ocean, kelp, which is an example of underwater plant, and lastly, algae are some of the basic examples of autotrophs. Ngunit paano nga ba nagaganap ang tinatawag nating photosynthesis? Saang bahagi nga ba ng halaman nagaganap ang tinatawag nating photosynthesis? Ito ba ay nagaganap sa stem, sa roots, sa bulaklak o sa dahon? Tama. Ang photosynthesis ay nagaganap sa dahon ng halaman kung saan ito ang tinatawag nating main organ of photosynthesis. Kung oobserbahan nating maigi ang structure ng plant leaf, ito ay may maliliit na butas na tinatawag nating stomata. Stomata are the tiny openings or pores in plant tissue that allows for gas exchange. Dito pumapasok ang tinatawag nating carbon dioxide, which serves as the raw material, at dito naman lumalabas din ang tinatawag nating oxygen gas, which is the waste material on the process of photosynthesis. Kung hihimayin nating maigi ang structure ng leaf, it will reveal photosynthetic cells stuck up together in the mesophyll layer, kung saan ang bawat photosynthetic cell ay mayroong green plastids na tinatawag nating chloroplast. Chloroplast contains the green pigment called chlorophyll, which gives the plant its distinct color. Further, chloroplast is the organelle where the photosynthesis takes place. Chloroplast has two membranes. First is the what we call stroma, which refers to the colorless fluid surrounding the granum within the chloroplast. And the second membrane is what we call the granule, which are the series of flattened interconnected discs or sacs that look like a pancake. Mapapansin natin na ang granum ay mayroong pinagpatong-patong na flat disc shape. Ang tawag natin dito ay ang thylakoid. Sa susunod na bahagi, malalaman natin ang functions ng mga nasabing membrane. Dahil nabanggit natin na ang chloroplast ay may dalawang membranes, ang mga membranes na ito ay may kani-kaniyang responsibilidad upang maging successful ang tinatawag nating photosynthesis. Ang photosynthesis ay may dalawang stages or set of reactions. Una ay ang tinatawag nating light-dependent reaction o mas kilala bilang photochemical stage. Ito ay nagaganap sa tinatawag nating thylakoid membranes o kapag pinagsama-sama natin, ito ang tinatawag nating granule. Ang pangalawang stage ay tinatawag naman natin na light-independent reaction o mas kilala bilang Calvin cycle. Ang Calvin cycle ay nagaganap naman sa tinatawag nating stroma. Alam naman natin na ang photosynthesis ay may chemical equation na 6 molecules of carbon dioxide plus 6 molecules of water with the application of light will yield to glucose with a chemical formula of C6H12O6 and 6 molecules of oxygen gas. Ngunit paano nga ba nagaganap ang equation na ito? Simulan natin sa tinatawag nating light-dependent reaction o photochemical stage. light-dependent reaction, inaabsorb ng chlorophyll ang energy mula sa araw kung saan ito ay tinatawag nating photons at ito ay mako-convert into chemical energy. Kailangan ng light energy na ito upang mapaghiwalay ang water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen atoms. Kaya ito tinawag na photochemical light reaction dahil ito ay nangangailangan ng energy mula sa liwanag ng araw. Gamitin natin ang illustration na nasa kanang bahagi. Ang light-dependent reaction ay may dalawang grupo ng light-absorbing molecules. Ito ay ang photosystem 1 at photosystem 2 na makikita sa thylakoid membrane. Ito ay parehong molecules na tumatanggap ng solar energy o photons para ma-energize ang electrons. Upang mas maintindihan natin ang mga kaganapan sa light-dependent reaction, gumamit tayo ng step-by-step events. Step 1. Chlorophyll in photosystem 2 absorbs light energy which will excite the electron. Kapag na-energize ang electron sa photosystem 2, ito ay magsisimula ng gumalaw o lumipat papunta sa photosystem 1 kung saan nagaganap ang tinatawag nating electron transport chain. Electron transport chain is the chain of events set in motion by the electrons. Electrons transferred to photosystem 1 will provide energy to make adenosine triphosphate or ATP. Sa bahaging ito, maobserbahan natin na ang stroma ay puno ng dissolved molecules and ions kung saan ito ay may hydrogen ions na may mahalagang gagampanan. Habang gumagalaw ang energized electron sa thylakoid membrane patungo sa photosystem 1, na-energize din nila ang protein pumps kung saan ito ay hihila sa hydrogen ions papunta sa thylakoid. Bukod dito, mapapansin natin na ang water molecules ay maghihiwalay ang hydrogen atoms at ang oxygen atom. Kapag naghiwalay ang components ng water, ang electron ng hydrogen ay mapupunta sa photosystem 2. Dahil naobserbahan natin na sa situation na ito, nawawala ng electrons ang photosystem 2. Yung electrons ng hydrogen mula sa nasirang molecule ang magre-replenish sa mga nawalang electrons ng photosystem 2. At dahil nga naghiwalay ang components ng water molecule sa tulong ng enzyme, ito ang magbibigay daan upang ma-release ng halaman ang oxygen na kailangan ng tao, hayop at ibang organism sa ating environment para mabuhay. Step 3. Chlorophyll in photosystem 1 absorbs light energy which will excite the electrons. Tulad ng naganap sa step 1, mag-a-absorb ng light energy ang photosystem 1, ngunit sa situation na ito, magkakaroon ito ng mas mahabang electron transport chain. Step 4. Electrons help bond NADP+ and hydrogen ions to create NADPH. On this procedure, may iba't ibang chemicals na magte-take place para makuha natin ang expected product sa light-dependent reaction. Una ay ang NADP o nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate, which reacts with two hydrogen atoms from the water. Kapag nagsama ang NADP at ang hydrogen ion, ito ang magbibigay daan upang mabuo ang tinatawag nating NADPH. NADPH is a powerful reducing agent for converting carbon dioxide to glucose. Sa situation na ito, ang NADPH ay ang carrier of hydrogen from one place to another. Step 5. Hydrogen ion diffuses into the stroma. Ang hydrogen ion na na-diffuse papunta sa stroma ang tutulong sa ADP or adenosine diphosphate para makapag-attach ng additional phosphate group upang mabuo ang tinatawag nating adenosine triphosphate. Makikita natin ito sa pamamagitan ng video na nasa kanan. Para mas madali nating maintindihan ang konsepto ng light-dependent reaction, Una, ito ay nagaganap sa tinatawag nating granum o thylakoid membranes. Pangalawa, ito ay may dalawang light-absorbing molecules kung saan ito ay ang photosystem 1 at photosystem 2. At huli, meron tayong mga expected products sa light-dependent reaction. Una ay ang oxygen gas, pangalawa ay ang NADPH, at ang huli ay ang ATP or adenosine triphosphate. Ngayon, dumako tayo sa ikalawang stage. Ito ang tinatawag natin na light-independent reaction. Since it does not directly require light, this is the reason why this stage is called dark reaction. Further, light-independent reaction was named after Melvin Calvin. That is the reason why it is commonly called as Calvin cycle, because he was the one who helped to identify the steps on this stage. Light-independent reaction consists of cyclical series of reactions that uses enzymes to assemble sugar molecules from carbon dioxide and the products of light-dependent reaction. Gaya ng ginawa natin sa light-dependent reaction, himayin natin ang mga nagaganap sa Calvin cycle. Step 1, it is the process of production of 6 carbon molecules through the combination of RUBP and carbon dioxide. Sa stroma ng chloroplast, may 5 carbon molecules na makikipag-combine with a molecule of carbon dioxide na tinatawag nating RUBP o ribulose biphosphate. Ito ang magbibigay daan upang maganap ang step 2. Sa step 2, it is the interaction of ATP and NADPH to the 6 carbon molecules. Ang nabuong carbon molecule ay magkakaroon ng interaction sa ATP at NADPH. During this interaction, ito ang dahilan kung bakit ang 6 carbon molecules na ito ay makakapag-form ng 2 groups of 3 carbon molecules dahil sa presence ng energy sa mga nasabing compounds, kung saan ang nahating 6 carbon molecules into 2 groups of 3 carbon molecules na may tagtatlong carbon ay tatawagin nating phosphoglycerate or PGA, which is the conjugate of G3P or glycerate 3-phosphate, which will be used to regenerate the RUBP. Step 3, formation of glucose from the bonding of 3 carbon molecules. Mapapansin natin na mauulit mula sa pag-interact ng ATP at ng NADPH sa 6 carbon molecules upang makabuo pa ng mas maraming GPA. Mapapansin natin dito na magkakaroon tayo ng 6 carbon molecules, which is what we call glucose with the chemical formula of C6H12O6. Dito rin nagaganap ang regeneration of RUBP dahil sa presence ng tinatawag nating 3GP. Pag na-regenerate ang RUBP, magsisimula ulit to sa pinaka-unang step ng process. Para mas madali nating maintindihan ang light-independent reaction, ito ay nagaganap sa tinatawag nating stroma. O dito, ang expected output sa process or sa stage na ito ay ang tinatawag nating glucose na may chemical formula na C6H12O6 mula sa presensya ng mga products ng light-dependent reaction. So to summarize the concept of photosynthesis, again, photosynthesis is the process of food production among autotrophs. Further, the process of photosynthesis has 2 major substages. Those are the light-dependent reaction and the light-independent reaction. Ngayon, kunin natin ang pagkakaiba ng dalawang substages. Una ay sa ibang tawag. Ang light-dependent reaction ay kilala bilang photochemical reaction, samantalang ang light-independent reaction ay kilala bilang Calvin cycle. In terms of the site where the reaction happens, light-dependent reaction happens on the what we call granum or the thylakoid membranes, while light-independent reaction happens on the stroma. Third is the presence of photosystems. Tulad ng naging discussion natin, sa light-dependent reaction, meron itong presence ng photosystems kung saan ito ay ang photosystem 1 at photosystem 2. Samantalang sa light-independent reaction, wala itong presence ng photosystems. Sunod ay ang presence of light. From the name itself, light-dependent reaction needs presence of light, while light-independent reaction does not require light. And lastly, pagdating sa outputs, light-dependent reaction may tatlong outputs: oxygen gas, NADPH, at ATP. Samantalang ang light-independent reaction naman ay isa lamang ang expected output, kundi ang glucose. At batay sa mga naging resulta ng light-dependent at light-independent reactions, ito ang magbibigay daan sa chemical equation ng photosynthesis na 6 molecules of carbon dioxide plus 6 molecules of water with the application of light will yield to glucose, which has a chemical formula of C6H12O6 and 6 molecules of oxygen gas. Upang masubukan natin kung may natutunan ka sa video lecture na ito, sagutan lamang ang mga sumusunod na tanong. Sasabihin mo lang kung true kung ang statement na presented ay tama at false kung ito ay hindi nagpapakita ng tamang idea. Bibigyan kita ng 5 segundo para sagutan ang bawat item. Item number 1. Light-independent reaction occurs on the stroma of the chloroplast. Time's up. The correct answer is true. Very good. Now, let us proceed on item number 2. Glucose is the product of light-dependent reaction. Time's up. The correct answer here is false. Good. Dahil ang glucose ay hindi naman product ng light-dependent reaction. Kung itatama natin ang statement na ito, ang glucose ay product ng light-independent reaction. Magaling. Let us proceed on item number 3. The end products of Calvin cycle are oxygen gas, NADPH, and ATP. Time's up. The answer for this item is false. Very good. Hindi ito nagpapakita ng tamang statement. Dahil alam naman natin na ang product ng Calvin cycle ay glucose lamang. So, ibig sabihin, ang oxygen gas, NADPH, at ATP ay end products ng light-dependent reaction. Very good. Now, let us proceed on item number 4. Photosystems 1 and 2 are the two absorbing light molecules in Calvin cycle. Time's up. So the correct answer is false. Very good. Photosystem 1 and 2 are the two absorbing light molecules in light-dependent reaction. Now, let us have the final item. The light energy coming from the sun is called hydropower. Time's up. So the correct answer for this item is false, because we all know that the light energy coming from the sun is called photons. Good job! Muli, Sana ay may natutunan ka sa video lecture na ito tungkol sa konsepto ng photosynthesis. Sa susunod nating video lecture, ating pagtutuunan ng pansin ang konsepto ng cellular respiration at ang pinagkaiba nito sa photosynthesis. Again, I am Sir Garrett, and let us learn and explore the majestic and interesting world of science.